Want to know something embarrassing? In 8th grade, I plucked off basically both of my eyebrows completely. Got a little carried away. And then they were like this. And then my mom came home and she was like, what did you do to your face? And that's when I realized that I didn't have any eyebrows left. And now, like, I just made a video of this and I didn't have any eyebrows over here really. Because they didn't really grow back. I mean, like, they're there, but they're very faint. So, hold on. Okay, it's a little bit better. So now you get to view my radiator. Gorgeous. So, I had a purpose for this. Oh, I just had a really good day and I wanted to talk about it. Oh no, before that, the eyebrows. So I made a video and you like could not see my eyebrows at all. So I had to redo it and I went back in. I have this like brown eyeshadow that's a really good match. And I just kind of like filled it in. So it's probably in real life pretty sketchy looking, but for right now, it will do. Someone's definitely gonna come to my room. Probably should not be making this right now. It's okay. I'll just play it cool. I'll pretend like I'm on the Zoom. Okay. So, a couple things to talk about. AP Literature. We're doing Scarlet Letter and Where the Crawdads Sing. Scarlet Letter is one of those books that it's just like, it's so important and so annoying. I'm copying down pieces for close reading. I'm typing it up. And it's like every third word is a comma and it's like Nathaniel Hawthorne. Stop. Shorten up those sentences, buddy. Oy. So many commas. So my thinking behind Scarlet Letter is that I needed a book that was rigorous, which it definitely is, but also one that I can draw parallels to like their real lives. Scarlet Letter can do that. I'm bringing in the ideas of like cancel culture and how like if someone digs up a tweet about you from like 6 years ago, like that can like impact you, like it can haunt you so many years down the road. Is that fair or not? So like, there's definitely things that they can learn about from Scarlet Letter. That's not just about like don't cheat, you know, like okay, sure, but giving life to an old story and making it new. That's what we like. I'm also pairing it with Where the Crawdads Sing because the middle section of Scarlet Letter is mind-numbingly dull. I don't know why I hate it so much. I just like I can't get through it. It's like walking through a desert and you have no water. It's miserable. And I'm not teaching the middle section. So I'm teaching the first few chapters and the last few chapters. And then we're going to read Where the Crawdads Sing. Because I think that Hester and Kaya, I think her name's Kaya, both have a lot of similarities. Like they both thrive in isolation. I mean, I don't know if Hester really thrives necessarily. I don't think it's her ideal world. It's with Dimsdale, you know. But she doesn't take her isolation and roll over and die. Like she does something positive with it. And she transforms her judgment into something that like benefits the community. And she becomes like an angel. And people really stop seeing her as a sinner, you know. Okay, so I got caught by another teacher. It's okay. She was like, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, just making a video for myself. It's fine. I don't even know where I left off. Scarlet Letter, engagement, tying it to their actual lives. Scarlet Letter, or Crawdads Sing has similar themes, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we're on the same page now. Right? I don't know. Okay, so anyways, today I showed my AP Lit girls, if you don't watch her, you need to. Her name is Bailey Sarian, and she does Murder, Mystery, Makeup, Monday. But she posted one yesterday about the Salem witch trials, and I was like, well, that is perfect timing. Totally gonna show that, because one, I love Bailey Sarian, and two, we just started the unit. This will give a little bit of like historical context and like motivation behind why these women were doing this, and give like a good comparison, because in chapter 2 of the Scarlet Letter, the women are all very judgmental of Hester and think that the men have gone too easy on her. So I think it tied in like really nicely to those ideas. I don't know, and I even had one student who at the start of class was like, so I read chapter 2, which is what they had to do. I read chapter 2, and I really like her, because in this chapter, Hester, she comes out of prison and she's standing on the scaffold, and while she's been like completely alienated by the town and they're all vilifying her, she maintains her composure and eventually like rises above everything that happens. It makes the best out of a really crappy situation. And so I think by just teaching, like, we're not talking about like, oh, don't cheat on someone, and really bringing it through of like public perceptions and like how we look to point the finger at someone else to distract from anything that we might be doing. So I think it'll tie in really well. Should be a fun time. My freshmen, we just wrapped up our writing unit, and they got so good. They improved so much, and I'm so proud of them. I have never seen a group of students grow that much, and we even had a 2-week closure, but those that like stepped up grew, and they're better writers than when they started, and some of them are so excited that they're more competent, and they know that they're not perfect writers, but we've like established trust now that. And I had to tell them this at one point. I had to speak to every single class, because kids were coming in and they were like, I didn't know how to do it, so I didn't. And so finally I was like, guys, I know that you don't know how to do this. That's why I'm here. If you knew it, I wouldn't be teaching it to you. We'd be doing something else. So I don't expect it to be right. I'm expecting it to be kind of on the right track. Like, show that you are absorbing things and trying and reading the directions mostly. But I don't expect it to be perfect. That's literally why the practice ones, you get full credit if you did it or didn't. And then at the end, like after we practiced it, like then I'm going to assess you and give you a grade. But I mean, like, I know that you don't know how to do this. I saw you guys' writing samples. I know. And so just by like saying that to them and having them like realize that I'm not, like, they shouldn't be getting 100s right now. They really, you know, in terms of like how good they are. It's not about that, it's about the growth. And I emphasized that. And so a lot of them really came around. And then during our shutdown, I had kids that would email me all the time and just say, hey, can you check this over? Can I get some feedback on this before I submit it? And those students are like so much better off now. They're so much better. Like, they're doing so good. They're going to be amazing. They have so much potential. So we wrapped that up. Now we're doing Scythe. And Scythe is really dark because it's all about killing. It's like Hunger Games, but I think more serious. I didn't want to start off the unit because the essential question is what separates people that stand up for what's right from people that just like go along with it or perpetrate it. What are those defining characteristics that put people on a different level? And so normal school me would have spent a whole planning period going over or like making these like cutesy little signs for like the stations that they could stand at. And hybrid version me was like, Post-it, dry erase marker, Y, N, stuck them to the wall. Boom, done. 20 seconds. Why I was wasting like so much time trying to make things cutesy, and not a single kid was like, this looks bad. It's gonna be up for 2 days, and on like a normal like school year would have been up for a day. Like, what are we doing? So I just stuck up some Post-it notes, and we did a human bar graph. I mean, I said timeline earlier. Human bar graph. In a human bar graph, you read out a question, and then they can stand where their answers. It's kind of like 4 corners, but you could have like 3 lines. I just did yes and no. So I said, okay, I'm going to read a statement. If you agree with it, you're going to stand with the yes, the Y, Post-it. If you disagree, you're going to do a no. So my sixth I gave them, because I didn't just want to be like, death. Guys, we're gonna read a book about death, and we just got into it. One, to dip their toe in to the ethical dilemmas surrounding death. So, first statement, agree or disagree. Mint chocolate chip ice cream is good. Can I even tell you, my entire 8th period group today, they all like mint chocolate ice cream? That's disgusting. That's so gross. No. Hot dogs are sandwiches. Sweatpants are better than jeans. That I should get a TikTok. Pluto should be considered a planet. And then for this next part, I said, okay, this part has lots of different questions or different pieces. You need to listen to the whole thing before you move. So those are my first 5. You're 14, and those are your first 5 questions, and then your teacher says, you are near a train track. A train is unable to stop and is going to collide with 5 people who are stuck. You are near a switch that will pull the train to a different track and kill only 1 person. Do you pull the switch? Stand over here if you want to save the 5. Stand over here if you want to save the 1. Talk about like just a total 180. They were so good. Like, this whole activity was great because like for like the easier, more fun ones, they were talking and like kind of razzing each other. And then we get to the 6th one, which has a real dilemma in it. And without me needing to prompt them, they started talking and trying to like reason it out. And a lot of kids were like, okay, well, do I know it, the person? Do I, like, what's my relationship to these people? Is anyone watching? And they had all these like really great questions. And we kind of like worked through different scenarios as we went on. So, they're all strangers. What do you do? Okay, the one person on the other side that you decide to kill. Okay, what if that's your family or like your best friend? Now what do you do? And just talking through those situations. And then we talked about being a doctor, and do you kill 1 healthy person to save 5 people that need organ transplants? We talked about, there's another really good one. What was it? It's escaped me. What was it? Doesn't matter. It's gonna bother me. But we talked about atomic bombs. We talked about, a veterinarian, okay? Because after we read the first journal in Scythe, it talks about how they journal about their feelings and like the remorse behind having to glean and connotation and denotation. We talked about like the differences there, and we had a really good talk. But I was like, yeah, who are you going to go to if you have to put your animal down? Do you want to go to a vet that's like, yeah, going to kill your animal? Or are you going to go to the vet that is sympathetic and like, I have to, like, your animal is suffering. There's a very big difference. And normally I would think that you wouldn't want that vet that's really eager to kill your animal. I also, what was the other one I compared it to? I don't remember, it doesn't matter. So we had really great discussions. We watched a video about the trolley problem and we discussed it a little bit. Then we started the book. But I think things just were going really well today. And the human timeline, or I keep calling it timeline, human bar graph, like that's very low prep. Got the kids up and moving, discussing. They were being great. I'm excited to do it tomorrow. But I don't know, things are just going really nice. I can't really complain. I probably could if I put my mind to it. But I think with being an English teacher, we have to realize that kids are coming to us with preconceived notions about their abilities in the class, their interest in the class, and how the classes are going to be run. And to just assume that kids are going to want to start reading is naive. And I've really worked hard the first 6 or 7 weeks or so to earn their trust a little bit, and hopefully by now most of them are willing to give things a try. That's my goal, is that students are trying things that they normally wouldn't. My seniors are doing Cyrano de Bergerac. It takes place in the 1600s. It's written in the 1800s. It's old. It's French. I don't think that any teenager is going over to a sleepover and they're like, guys, I know what we should do tonight. There's this play called Cyrano de Bergerac. We should watch it. No one's doing that. But in here, like, I just wanted to expose them to it, and I don't want it to be like, okay, everyone memorize this. Let's close read that. Like, I just wanted them to experience an old play, get an appreciation for it. They're really connecting to Cyrano, well, not really connecting. They're connecting to the story. They have feelings about it. They have emotions. And that's what I wanted to see. When I play the movie, like, they're watching. They're not always on their phones. Like, they're taking a look at it, and we're having discussions about his character, and I showed them the Bob's Burgers episode that's based on Cyrano, which I think was interesting for them, that a modern comedy would parody that. And I don't know, like, things are just, I think I'm making better instructional choices. They're definitely not perfect, but the things that I'm doing, I think, are just going to be really helpful for them. Even like in this hybrid situation, I think it's not going horribly. And I think during a normal year, I'd be seeing even more progress. So I don't know. We'll see. But I've had a couple of good days in a row now, and I just kind of wanted to document it and share. And I hope that try that again. I hope that you all are having as good of a year as you possibly. Yikes. Bye.